Hi, I'm Andrew from Creative Guitar Studio. It's Friday, May 7th, 2010. I'm just going to be going through some emails that have come into the studio this week. And we're going to start with an email from Robert in San Diego, California. He wrote in saying, "Hi Andrew, I noticed you are a YouTube partner on your Creative Guitar channel. Do you have any advice for how to get a successful YouTube guitar/music lessons channel going and ultimately attain partnership with them to be able to earn money?" Well, first of all, let's just run a few things down. First of all, you want to, of course, have a good YouTube channel with a good name. I know there's a lot of the YouTubers have sort of taken the really good names, but try and come up with something inventive. Really think about it quite long and hard. Get yourself a good name initially. Because some people that initially start getting into you, they may not subscribe right away. They're just going to punch your name into YouTube and do searches on you, and then probably subscribe later. You want to get some obviously good consistency with really good quality videos, and you can buy a basic webcam. Like right now, I'm just using a basic Logitech webcam. They're about 80 or 90 bucks. Anywhere out there at the electronics stores. And get used to some video software that renders out, has high definition and so forth. I just use SONY Vegas Pro. It's really nice. Going for that good quality is really crucial. Of course, you want to also have 100% original content, right from the get-go, because down the road when you do have the subscriber base and you do have the video quantity that YouTube are looking for and the traffic that YouTube are looking for, in order to enable the revenue sharing, you're going to have 100% original content. Another good suggestion, just in terms of, of course, guitar and music lessons, I think it's important to have a website that people can go to, and you can host some charts, and some tab sheets or whatever it is that your lesson plans are going to be about. So it's a little bit of work. The key factor, though, I would have to say for sure is consistency. Like for my guitar lessons channel, I put a video out every Tuesday and a video every Friday. For this blog channel here, I try and put out a video every Friday. And once you attain partnership and you're accepted and you are a YouTube partner, you're going to want to have that serious consistency there all the time. So, it's a long haul project. It's not an overnight thing. And I think to get partnership now, you're probably looking at least having a minimum of 25 to 30 videos, original content, and you're going to want to have a subscriber base. I would guesstimate somewhere around at least 1,500 to 2,000 subscribers. Otherwise, you'll probably get rejected. Let's go and move along to the next question here. This one is from Jeffery in Ontario, Canada here. He's writing in saying, "I am graduating from music college this month. What advice, if any, can you offer me so I can get my career started on the right path to earn a good living in the music business?" Well, okay, so that's a really tough. I get asked this question a lot. There's lots of music business questions I get asked, and they're really tough because this business is so entrepreneurial and it's so individual that it's really just tough to say, yeah, if you do such and such and such and such, wham blam, you're going to be making $65,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year or something. It's just, it's very difficult to make a living in this business, and it's getting harder because the economy is not great. And now, I guess you heard there was, Greece went through a major collapse, and they're saying, they're forecasting that even there could be more economic collapse in the world, heading even this way to North America, and it's just not looking good. The stock markets, everything have been really poor, and it's causing a real reflection on business too. I mean, my private bookings, they're definitely not what they were a couple of years back, before the big crash there in 2008. So you really have to have something established and know exactly what it is that you want to do. That's a very business oriented direction, and you want to have it's set up as a business. So have a business telephone, have a business bank account, have a website. If the economies keep getting worse and worse as time goes on, if there is a big collapse like some of the trend forecasters are predicting, then I guess you really should think about having a website developed that you can eventually monetize in some ways, because they're saying like in the future we're really heading possibly to more of an internet economy, And the internet is a great place to make money if you know your way around creating websites and you have a good handle on using and writing HTML code and CSS and so forth. And then, of course, video is a huge thing. I just answered that last question about video, getting started, trying to get in the direction of becoming a YouTube partner. So it's a huge learning curve that hasn't got very much to do with the music business, but it's just, you know, future business concepts that we're heading towards. One good piece of advice I can give you is a piece of advice that a teacher of mine had really stressed upon me when I was out at Musicians Institute, and that is the whole concept of having what he called autopilot projects, things like, you know, CDs, instructional stuff that you can sell, and you know, lesson plans, all that kind of stuff. I think, you know, that autopilot project direction is really vital. Because it's stuff that you put a load of work into, and then it's going to generate income for you in the long haul. So so good luck with you know, first of all, congratulations on graduating from music college, and good luck with getting started in the music business. You know, number one, you know, a piece of advice obviously is know very early on from these days specifically what it is that you want to do. Don't float around randomly from thing to thing, because otherwise you'll probably always have a day job going on. Like a lot of musicians that I know, I am one of the very few musicians, you know, in the circle of musicians that I deal with who actually does music and so forth, you know, full time. Most of the other people I know, you know, they work in coffee shops, they work in different stores during the day, they're delivery drivers or whatnot. So, you know, it's really the main thing is to know early on and set up something as a business and approach this as really 100% as a business, and you should have, you know, more or less success. So good luck to you. Let's move on. We've got one more time for got time for one more question. Pardon me. We're going to go to a question from, hopefully I get this right, Parmeet in India. And he wrote in saying, I'm going through frustration trying to make the major and minor scale sound like you do in your videos with all melody and not really licks. Okay, so how do I get away from licks and make the scales I use have melody? Well, there's some good tips I can give you here. Okay, first of all, of course, I'm assuming you really know your scales well. And that's not just the basic, you know, full scale, it's also pentatonics. You've got to remember, pentatonics are vital for creating melody because the pentatonics, they get rid of the half steps, and those dissonant half step intervals, once they're removed, you have more access to melody. That's where the real value is in pentatonics. The next thing I could suggest to you, which is huge, and most people never do it, and when they do start doing it, they start noticing huge success with this, is take a progression. I got loads of jam tracks that you can buy for the cheap. They're 89 cents. You know, grab a couple of my jam tracks, sit down and work on them, and create lines of your own. Compose melodic lines and runs. And what you'll find is in your improvisations, those composed lines will actually creep in, and you'll be able to use them as your own personalized licks. But they're not really going to be just like repetitive licks like you would just grab out of a, you know, some typical rock pop tune or whatnot. They will be more melodic statements, and they'll be real personalized for you. So that will be your number one best route. Also, a suggestion I can make, which a lot of people also don't do enough of, is create rhythm guitar progressions and try to record them if you have some basic recording software at home. Recording and creating rhythm guitar parts and chord progression parts, you know, sections of songs even. It's really helpful for your sense of rhythm, and that development of rhythm creeps over into your soloing, and it does fantastic things. You know, you think about most of your licks, they're kind of like repetitive concepts. You know, they're flashy, sometimes there may be a real attention getting, but they're repetitive concepts in most cases. Whereas when you really know rhythms and you're able to kind of bleed interesting rhythms into your improvisations, you get some really neat things happening. And sometimes it's hard to get that happening just in a pure soloist sense. You got to, you know, work on it from the rhythm guitar perspective, and then it creeps in, like I mentioned. So hopefully that answers your question and you have some success with that. So anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to wrap it up. Next week I'll be blogging once again. And until next time, take care, everybody, and we'll catch up with you next time. Bye for now.